Part 1, Echoes of the Lost Ark. Space has an unsettling silence. The vast emptiness gnaws at the edges of your sanity, like a persistent itch you can never quite scratch. I'd been drifting through the void for what felt like a lifetime, carried by the aging freighter Caprice, whose creaking hull had become my reluctant companion. It was a ship that had seen better days, but then again, so had I. The soft hum of the Caprice's engines was the closest thing to a lullaby I could remember. Nights, or what passed for them in space, were filled with the echoes of distant celestial phenomena. But this night was different. This night there was something else. I first felt it as a shiver crawling up my spine, a subtle shift in the air, a tingling sensation that prickled my senses. The control panel flickered with a sudden influx of data, the holographic display springing to life with a cascade of unfamiliar symbols. "Caprice, what the hell am I looking at?" I muttered aloud, half expecting the ship to respond. Of course it didn't. The ship's AI had been on the fritz ever since I'd escaped that last tussle with the pirates. Now it was just me, my wits, and whatever was left of my luck. I squinted at the display, piecing together the fractured data, coordinates, and a signal, an ancient beacon, echoing through the cosmos like a ghostly melody. An anomaly the likes of which I'd never encountered. Its allure was magnetic, pulling at something deep inside me, urging me to follow. "Not like I have much else going on," I chuckled dryly. My voice sounded out of place in the quiet like a stranger's. The Caprice jolted as I redirected its course. Stars blurred into streaks of light as we sped toward the source of the signal. Minutes stretched into an eternity, the anticipation building with every heartbeat. Finally it appeared, a massive, derelict space ark. Its silhouette loomed against the backdrop of distant galaxies, casting long shadows that seemed to sway with unseen currents. It was colossal, a testament to its creator's ambition and their ultimate failure. The hull was scarred, battered by eons, yet it retained a melancholy majesty. As we neared, the beacon grew stronger, pulsating with a rhythm that felt almost alive. I felt a pang of nostalgia, like hearing a tune I once knew but couldn't quite place. It was both inviting and unsettling. I piloted the Caprice into the ark's gaping maw, eased her into a forgotten docking bay. The silence was thick, almost tangible, as if the ship itself was holding its breath. My hand hovered over the release lever. This was it, the moment when the adventure turned real, where the unknown awaited my first step. "Here we go," I breathed, my voice barely a whisper. The airlock hissed open, and I stepped into the belly of the beast. The atmosphere was heavy, saturated with a musk that was almost intoxicating. I inhaled deeply, savoring the unfamiliar scent. There was something primal about it, a mix of fear and allure that set my heart racing. The corridors stretched endlessly, bathed in the dim glow of emergency lights. Shadows danced along the walls, flickering specters in the gloom. It felt like a dream, a place between worlds forgotten by time. I wandered deeper, guided by instinct as much as necessity. A sense of urgency gnawed at me, a need to unravel this mystery before it unraveled me. As I rounded a corner, my heart skipped a beat. There in the heart of the ark was a chamber unlike any I'd ever seen. Its walls were lined with translucent pods, each housing a sleeping figure. Human-like but not quite, ethereal with elongated limbs and luminescent skin. They seemed to glow with a faint inner light, their forms suspended in a state of serene slumber. A chill ran down my spine as I realized the implications. This ark wasn't just a relic, it was a cradle, a sanctuary for these alien beings. But why had they been left here, forgotten in the void? Before I could ponder further, a low growl echoed through the chamber. I spun around, instinct screaming. A creature emerged from the shadows, unlike anything I'd ever seen. Its skin shimmered like liquid mercury, shifting and undulating with every step. Eyes like black voids locked onto me, and I felt a primal fear twist in my gut. Fight or flight, my body chose for me. I bolted, weaving through the maze of corridors, the creature in pursuit. Its footsteps were a haunting melody, a rhythm I couldn't shake. Adrenaline pumped through my veins, my mind racing. I needed a plan, a way out. But the Ark was a labyrinth, its secrets as elusive as its creators. I skidded to a halt, gasping for breath, when I spotted an anomaly, a shimmering tear in the fabric of reality itself, pulsating with an energy unfamiliar and terrifying. Better than being eaten, I muttered, leaping into the anomaly, feeling it envelop me in a flash of blinding light. I tumbled through a kaleidoscope of sensations, my consciousness fracturing into a yous and pieces before snapping back together. I was somewhere new, somewhere impossibly vast, where the rules of physics bent and twisted like a madman's dream. Soft laughter echoed around me, disorienting and strangely familiar. "Welcome, traveler," a voice purred, resonating in my bones. "You've been expected." I blinked, disoriented but alive. The journey had only just begun, the mystery deepening, yet one thing was certain: I was no longer alone. The echoes of the lost Ark had awakened, and their secrets were mine to uncover. Part 2: Shadows of the Anomaly. The new reality unfolded around me like the petals of a flower waking to the dawn. I stood in a vast hall, its walls woven from threads of shimmering light that pulsed with the heartbeat of the universe itself. It was both awe-inspiring and disconcerting, as though the very fabric of existence had been turned inside out, exposing the raw nerves of creation. The voice echoed again, soft and teasing, as if sharing a private joke with the cosmos. "You look lost, traveler. Perhaps you need some guidance." I squinted into the blinding luminescence, but the source of the voice remained elusive. "Guidance would be nice," I replied, my voice echoing strangely in the vast space. "A map would be even better." A figure materialized from the swirling light, coalescing into a form that was both familiar and alien. It was humanoid, but its features were fluid and indistinct, as if shaped from the very light that surrounded us. Its eyes were pools of liquid starlight, deep and endless. "I'm called Kira," the figure said, the voice a harmonious symphony that resonated in my mind. "And you are unexpected." I snorted, a hint of my old humor breaking through the tension. "I get that a lot. Name's Jax." "Jax," Kira repeated, the name rolling off her tongue like a melody. "You have ventured far beyond the boundaries of your understanding. Few ever reach this place. Fewer still return." I hesitated, the weight of my journey settling over me. "I didn't come here by choice," I admitted. "I was drawn here by the Ark, by the anomaly, by you, I suppose." "Ah, the Ark," Kira mused, her gaze shifting as if looking into the past. "A relic of an ancient race, a beacon of hope that became a tomb. It called to you, perhaps because it sensed a kindred spirit, someone who has lost as much as it." Her words struck a chord deep within me, stirring memories I preferred to keep buried. I forced a smile, thin and brittle. "Seems like everyone has a knack for reading my soul today." Kira's eyes softened, and for a moment the light around us dimmed, as if responding to her emotions. "This place is more than a mere pocket of reality. It is a bridge between what was and what might be. It holds echoes of truth and whispers of destiny, but it is not without danger." The atmosphere grew tense, the air heavy with unspoken threats. I felt it too, the lurking presence of something malevolent, something older than time itself. My instincts screamed a warning, but curiosity overruled fear. "What kind of danger?" Kira's form shimmered as if caught between worlds. The anomaly is a living paradox, feeding off chaos and uncertainty. It hungers for answers, for resolution. But in doing so, it strips away the layers of reality, drawing in those who seek its secrets. I swallowed hard, the implications sinking in. And what happens to those who find them? Her gaze was steady, unyielding. They become part of the anomaly, their essence woven into its tapestry, forever bound to its enigma. The gravity of my situation hit me like a punch to the gut. The Ark was more than a ship. It was a lure, designed to ensnare those who couldn't resist the siren call of mystery. And now I was trapped, a fly in the web with no clear way home. I glared at the shifting shadows, defiant in my helplessness. Well, that's just great. Looks like I have two choices, either become cosmic confetti or find a way to beat this thing. Kira studied me with an intensity that made my skin prickle. There is a third choice, Jax. You could embrace the anomaly, harness its power to unravel the truth, but doing so means facing the darkest parts of yourself. Right, I murmured, my thoughts tangled in a web of doubt and determination. That's never easy. Silence fell between us, heavy with expectation. I paced the chamber, each step echoing through the infinite vastness. I had to think, to strategize, but my mind was a jumbled mess, thoughts colliding like asteroids in the void. Then I remembered the creature within the Ark, the one that had chased me into this bizarre dimension. It was a predator, but it was also connected to the anomaly, a part of its ecosystem. Perhaps it held the key to understanding, to manipulating this place. With newfound resolve, I turned to Kira. I need to get back. There's something I left behind in the Ark, a truth that creature holds. Kira nodded, the light around her brightening with approval. Very well, but remember, Jax, every choice you make ripples across the tapestry of reality. Choose wisely, for the path ahead is fraught with peril. With a gesture, the world shifted around me, the hall dissolving into a cascade of light. I felt myself falling, the sensation both exhilarating and terrifying. Then, with a jarring thud, I was back on the Ark, the familiar corridors stretching into the gloom. The air was thick with tension, the musk of the alien life forms mingling with the acrid scent of old metal. I inhaled deeply, embracing the chaos, the uncertainty. I was home in a sense, and for better or worse, the hunt was on. Part 3, Labyrinth of Starlight. I stood at the threshold of the Ark's winding corridors, the familiar hum of the Caprice a distant memory, drowned out by the whispering echoes of this ancient vessel. The air was tense, thick with the unspoken promise of danger and discovery. Every creak of metal, every flicker of light seemed to hold a secret, a fragment of the Ark's enigmatic story. I moved cautiously, my senses attuned to the environment. The Ark was a labyrinth, its passageways interwoven like the threads of a tapestry, each leading deeper into its heart. Somewhere within, the creature lurked, waiting, perhaps with answers I desperately needed. But first I had to find it, or let it find me. As I wandered through the dimly lit corridors, I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't entirely alone. The Ark exuded an eerie presence, a consciousness that seemed to pulse in time with the rhythmic hum of the ship. It was as if the very walls were alive, watching, waiting. I made my way toward the central command center, hoping to find some clue, a map, a breadcrumb trail that might lead me to the creature. The control room was a cathedral of technology, ancient beyond comprehension. Consoles lined the walls, their surfaces covered in a thick layer of dust, untouched for centuries. I brushed off the grime, revealing panels etched with symbols that glowed faintly in the low light. As I studied them, a flicker of recognition sparked in my mind. They were similar to the coordinates I had seen on the Caprice, yet infinitely more complex, a web of information that hinted at the ark's true purpose. Then the symbols began to shift, rearranging themselves into a coherent pattern. A holographic map flickered to life before my eyes, displaying a network of interconnected routes, a path leading to the ark's core. "Thank you, old friend," I murmured to the ship, acknowledging its silent guidance. As I turned to leave, a shadow moved at the edge of my vision, a figure stepping from the darkness. My heart jumped, adrenaline surging. I spun on my heel, ready for anything. The creature was there, its form a mesmerizing cascade of shimmering color, its eyes, those void-like pools, locked onto me. Surprisingly, it made no move to attack. Instead, it studied me with an intensity that bordered on curiosity. "All right, let's dance," I whispered, more to myself than the creature, as we engaged in a silent standoff. Then, without warning, the creature turned and glided down a passageway, its form flickering like a mirage. It wanted me to follow. And follow I did, my steps echoing through the corridors as the ark's mysteries unwound before me. The creature led me deep into the heart of the ship, through twisting passages and grand chambers, each more alien and awe-inspiring than the last. Walls adorned with intricate carvings depicted scenes of distant worlds, sprawling networks of stars and galaxies intertwined like threads in a cosmic loom. Finally, we arrived at a vast chamber, its ceiling lost in shadows high above. At its center stood a colossal structure, a throne carved from the same luminescent material as the ship itself. Seated upon it was an effigy of an ancient being, its features ageless and inscrutable. The creature moved to the throne, a ripple of anticipation running through its form. As it did, the ark seemed to awaken, the walls shimmering with renewed energy. The air buzzed with an electric charge, the crescendo of silence punctuated by the low hum of engines long dormant. I approached cautiously, 1,000 questions burning in my mind. What was this place? What did it mean? And why had the ark chosen me? Before I could voice my thoughts, the creature raised a limb, gesturing toward the carvings. Images sprang to life, vivid and dynamic, a history told in light and shadow. I watched, mesmerized, as the story unfolded. The ark was more than a ship. It was a repository of knowledge, a monument to a civilization that had once spanned the stars. Its creators had foreseen a cosmic event, a cataclysm that would ripple across the universe, rewriting the laws of time and space. They had built the ark as a sanctuary, a place to preserve their essence, their culture, their hope. But something had gone wrong. The anomaly had been born, a tear in reality that threatened to unravel everything. The creators had vanished, leaving behind only echoes, and the ark had drifted, waiting for someone to unlock its secrets. I turned to the creature, understanding dawning. It was the guardian, the last remnant of its creators. It had waited, endured the eons until someone, anyone, could finish what they had started. "Jax," a voice whispered in my mind, not my own, but familiar Kira. "It is time to choose. The power of the ark is yours to command. You can close the anomaly, restore balance, but the cost may be great. Are you ready?" I hesitated, the weight of the decision heavy on my shoulders. I could feel the eyes of the universe. Upon me the weight of untold possibilities. The thrill of discovery, the terror of the unknown, they danced together, entwined in a delicate balance. And yet deep down I knew my answer. I took a deep breath, the path clear before me. "Let's do this," I declared, stepping forward, ready to embrace my destiny. The room blazed with light, the ark's systems coming alive all around me. And in that moment I understood the anomaly was more than a threat. It was a challenge, an opportunity to reshape the cosmos. The universe held its breath, waiting for the dawn of a new age. Part 4: Fractured Realities. The Ark's chamber thrummed with energy, the air vibrating with potential. I stood at the epicenter of forces I couldn't fully comprehend, the ghostly light of the ancient throne casting long shadows. The creature, my silent guide, hovered nearby, its form a kaleidoscope of shifting colors that mirrored the tumult within my own heart. I reached out, fingers brushing the throne's surface. It was warm, almost alive, pulsing with a rhythm that matched my own heartbeat. As if sensing my intent, the light brightened, threads of energy weaving around me, binding me to the Ark's ancient machinery. A jolt of power surged through my body, a torrent of sensations that left me breathless. I was connected now, my consciousness intertwined with the Ark's vast network, a conduit for its untapped potential. Images flashed through my mind, stars being born, galaxies colliding, civilizations rising and falling. It was a symphony of creation and destruction, a ballet of cosmic proportions. But beneath the awe lay something darker. The anomaly, an insatiable void, hungry and relentless. It sought to consume all, to unravel the fabric of reality. I could feel it gnawing at the edges of existence, a black hole in the heart of the universe. Jax, Kira's voice resonated within me, a steady beacon amidst the chaos. The anomaly must be closed before it devours everything. The Ark holds the power to do so, but it requires a catalyst, a sacrifice. The word echoed in my mind, chilling in its finality. A sacrifice, the price of salvation. I had known it might come to this, but the reality still struck with the force of a meteor. What kind of sacrifice? I asked, the question trembling in the air. What do I have to give? Your connection to the anomaly, Kira responded, her tone solemn. Once you sever it, there is no return. You must become one with the Ark to guide its power and seal the breach. Panic clawed at my throat, the walls closing in. I was faced with an impossible choice, my life or the survival of countless others. The ultimate gamble, the ultimate cost. I glanced at the creature, its eyes, those endless voids, reflecting back something unexpected, understanding. It had made this choice once, and now it stood beside me, offering silent support. Jax, another voice broke through the storm, urgent and familiar. The image of the Caprice flickered into view, the ship's comforting presence a lifeline in the tumult. It was a reminder of simpler times, of freedom and adventure. My mind raced, weighing options, searching for an alternative. There had to be another way, a path that didn't end in oblivion. But every avenue led back to the throne, to the Ark's ancient power. There was no escape from destiny. With a deep breath, I steeled myself, my resolve hardening like forged steel. I had come this far, faced the unknown, and survived. I could do this. I would do this. All right, I said, my voice steady despite the fear gnawing at my core. Let's save the universe. The creature nodded, its form shimmering with approval. The Ark responded, the throne's light intensifying, threads of energy wrapping around me in a cocoon of brilliance. I felt myself dissolving, my consciousness expanding, melding with the Ark's ancient systems. The anomaly roared, a cacophony of chaos and destruction. But I was ready, wielding the Ark's power like a shield, bending reality to my will. The universe trembled, the stars themselves aligning in cosmic harmony. And then silence, a moment of perfect stillness, as if time had paused to witness the rebirth of a new order. The anomaly was gone, sealed away, its threat rendered impotent. The Ark's mission completed, its creator's vision fulfilled. I was everywhere and nowhere, a part of the Ark and yet distinct. My sacrifice had saved the universe, but it had also set me free. The boundaries of existence had been redrawn, and I was no longer bound by them. Jax, Kira's voice whispered, a note of awe in her tone. You did it. I tried to speak, but my words were lost in the vastness. No matter, I was content, at peace. I had found my place among the stars, a guardian of the cosmic tapestry. The ark hummed with satisfaction, its purpose renewed. And as I drifted through the endless expanse, I knew my journey was only beginning. For in this new reality, anything was possible. And the universe awaited, a canvas of infinite potential. Part 5: Horizons of Infinity. In the aftermath of sealing the anomaly, the silence was profound, a tranquil void where once chaos had loomed. I existed in a state beyond physical form, an echo within the vast consciousness of the ark. It was a realm of thought and imagination, a landscape shaped by intention and possibility. From this vantage point, I could see the universe as it truly was, a living tapestry of swirling galaxies and vibrant nebulae, each thread interconnected. It was breathtaking and humbling. Yet, within this newfound peace, a whisper of unease lingered, a reminder that the universe's complexities were far from resolved. Kira's presence was a constant companion, her voice a soft melody that wove through my thoughts. "Jax," she began, her tone laced with curiosity, "what do you see now that the veil of the anomaly has lifted?" I focused on the cosmic panorama unfurling before me, vibrant and endless. Stars burned like jewels against the velvet blackness, and I sensed the stories waiting to be told, new worlds to discover, mysteries to unravel. "I see hope," I replied, my voice resonating through the ark's circuitry, "and more questions than ever before. We've sealed the breach, but what caused it? What else lies hidden in the depths of the cosmos?" A ripple of contemplation passed through Kira's essence, her consciousness a swirl of light and shadow. "The universe has many secrets, Jax. This was but one. We must continue to seek, to understand." That was the crux of it, the never-ending quest for knowledge, the drive to push beyond the boundaries and embrace the unknown. Even in this transcendent state, my curiosity burned bright, a beacon guiding me forward. Yet as we lingered in that realm, an unexpected sensation stirred within the ark. It was subtle at first, a vibration, a distant pulse that grew stronger with each passing moment. The ark itself seemed to awaken, a slumbering giant preparing to rise. "Do you feel that?" I asked, the energy tingling through my being like an electric charge. "Yes," Kira replied, her voice tinged with anticipation. "The ark is responding to the cosmic shift, the realignment you've initiated. It's preparing for something more." Before I could question further, the ark's systems flared to life, threads of light weaving new patterns across the vast network. A gateway opened, a shimmering portal that pierced the fabric of reality itself, beckoning with a silent invitation. "Where does it lead?" My words were a mix of excitement and trepidation. "To another realm," Kira answered, awe coloring her tone. "A place beyond our understanding, perhaps even unknown to the ark's creators. It is a convergence point, a nexus of realities." The implications were staggering. We had unlocked a doorway to a multiverse, a crossroads where infinite possibilities intersected. It was an opportunity to explore, to learn, to be part of something greater than ourselves. I hesitated, the enormity of the decision weighing heavily. Beyond the portal lay both wonder and danger, a Pandora's box of potentialities. But wasn't that the essence of exploration? To leap into the void, trusting in instinct and resilience. "I guess we're going in," I said, an edge of my old humor surfacing. "Wouldn't want to miss the chance to get lost in a whole new set of dimensions." Kira's laughter danced through the ark's circuitry, a musical harmony that resonated in my core. "Together, then, let us see what lies beyond our stars." As we passed through the gateway, reality shifted, a kaleidoscope of colors and sensations enveloping us. The transition was both exhilarating and disorienting, a symphony of light and sound that defied description. On the other side, a new universe awaited, a place where the laws of physics seemed to bend and twist like a dreamscape. Planets floated in elliptical rhythms, their surfaces shifting with vibrant hues. Celestial bodies wove trails of stardust across the cosmos, painting the sky with brilliance. This was a realm where the impossible became possible, where the very fabric of existence danced to an unfamiliar tune. I felt both small and infinite, a singular entity in a boundless sea of wonders. Jack's, Kira's voice grounded me, a lifeline in this surreal expanse. This is but the beginning, our first steps across the horizon of infinity. Indeed, the universe was vast, its secrets unfathomable. But I was ready, more than ever, to embrace the journey. With Kira and the Ark as my guides, the cosmos was ours to explore, to understand, to protect. In this new age of discovery, each choice, each action rippled across the multiverse, shaping a future only we could envision. And as the stars whispered their ancient songs, I knew we would rise to the challenge, our legacy written among the stars. Part 6, Symphony of Worlds. The multiverse stretched before us, a kaleidoscopic array of intertwined realities, each beckoning with its own siren song. I hovered within this new expanse, a part of the arc yet distinct, my consciousness dancing amidst the stars. The exhilaration of it was like nothing I'd known, a heady mix of freedom and unity. Kira floated beside me, her energy a comforting presence as we navigated this realm of possibility. "The multiverse is a symphony, Jax," she observed, her voice a melodic undercurrent in my thoughts. Each reality its own note, together creating a harmony beyond comprehension. As she spoke, I became aware of a subtle undercurrent of sound, a cosmic melody that resonated through this place. It was a music without source, woven into the very fabric of existence, both chaotic and harmonious. Before us, the gateway shone, a beacon linking dimensions, threads of light stretching into the void. Each thread represented a different reality, a different world with its own story to tell. But one stood out from the rest, a particularly vibrant strand, pulsating with an energy that called to us like a beacon. "We should explore that one," I suggested, drawn by its magnetic pull. "There's something there, something we need to see." Kira nodded, her presence shimmering with agreement. "Agreed. This world resonates with potential, a focal point in the web of realities." As we approached, the world unfolded around us, its essence flooding my senses. We found ourselves in a landscape suspended between the familiar and the bizarre, a planet where the sky shimmered with colors beyond earthly comprehension, where land masses floated in a sea of clouds, defying gravity and logic. The air was alive with possibility, each breath a reminder of the sheer wonder that lay beneath the surface. I marveled at the intricate dance of floating islands, their surfaces bustling with vibrant ecosystems, unfamiliar life forms flitting between them like living jewels. On one of these islands, I glimpsed a city, its architecture a blend of organic curves and shimmering structures that seemed to pulse with life. It was a place where technology and nature coexisted in perfect balance, a testament to a civilization in harmony with its world. We descended, the Ark's presence felt but unseen, a spectral guardian overseeing our journey. As we touched down, I sensed an energy shift, a welcoming, as if the planet itself acknowledged our arrival. Curiosity piqued, I moved through the city, Kira at my side, her essence infused with wonder. The inhabitants were unlike any beings I had encountered, humanoid in form yet ethereal, their bodies composed of light and shadow, eyes like liquid galaxies. One such being approached, its voice a gentle breeze that caressed my mind. "Welcome, travelers. We are the Luminara, guardians of this convergence point. You have come far to reach us." I nodded, feeling a kinship with these luminous entities. "We're seekers exploring the multiverse. Your world called to us." The Luminara inclined its head, its expression a constellation of emotions. "And we have called for a reason. The balance of realities is at risk. A disturbance in the harmony threatens to unravel what we hold dear." A chill ran through me, memories of the anomaly and its destructive potential resurfacing. "What kind of disturbance?" The Luminara gestured to the horizon, where the sky seemed to ripple with a dark energy. "An echo of your actions, perhaps. The sealing of the anomaly has created ripples across dimensions, some of which have collided with our world." Kira's voice was a soothing balm, her presence a steady rock amidst the rising storm. "Then we must help restore the balance, Jax. Our journey has led us here for a purpose." I took a deep breath, determination crystallizing within me. The Luminara had opened their world to us, trusted us with their plight, not just as visitors but as allies. "Tell us how," I said, conviction burning in my core. "We're here to help." The Luminara led us through their city, weaving a narrative of their world, of the delicate balance they maintained between dimensions. Their existence was a dance, a harmonious interaction between light and shadow, order and chaos. But now that dance was faltering, the pressures of the multiverse straining its delicate threads. We reached a chamber deep within their city, a place of convergence where the multiverse's energies pooled, a shimmering nexus of possibilities. It was here that we would make our stand, lend our strength to stabilize the worlds teetering on the edge. In the heart of that chamber, I felt the Ark's power resonate, harmonizing with the Luminara's collective energy. Together, we were a symphony, a blend of past and future, a melding of strength and resolve. As the convergence began, the universe held its breath, waiting to see if we could weave its tapestry anew. This was our challenge, our destiny, to stand as guardians of the infinite, to protect the symphony of worlds from unraveling. And so, with Kira by my side and the Luminara as our allies, we embraced the task, our spirits intertwined with the cosmos. The journey continued, the symphony playing on, each note a testament to the power of unity, of hope, of discovery. Part 7. The Celestial Convergence. We stood at the nexus of worlds, a swirling vortex of energy that pulsed with the heartbeat of the multiverse. The chamber deep within the Luminara city shimmered with ethereal light, each beam a thread connecting realities, weaving a complex tapestry of existence. I felt a surge of responsibility, an understanding that the actions we took here would ripple across countless dimensions. The Luminara, luminous and serene, formed a circle around the vortex, their collective focus a testament to their unwavering resolve. Kira's presence beside me was a beacon of strength, her essence intertwined with my own, a symbiotic partnership forged in the fires of the unknown. As we prepared to stabilize the convergence, a new sensation swept over me, a distinct presence, both alien and familiar. It was as if a part of the cosmos itself had awakened, aware of our intrusion into its domain. "Jax," Kira whispered, her voice laced with urgency. "Do you feel it? We are not alone in this endeavor." I nodded, instinctively scanning the chamber, my senses heightened. The air thrummed with potential, the boundaries between worlds oscillating as if in anticipation. Suddenly, the vortex flared, a burst of light cascading through the chamber like a solar flare. And then, out of the luminescent storm, a figure emerged, an entity composed of pure energy, its form shifting and morphing with the fluidity of thought. It was a guardian, an ancient sentinel tasked with maintaining cosmic equilibrium. The entity's voice reverberated through the chamber, a resonance that bypassed the ears and spoke directly to the soul. You who seek to mend the tapestry know this. Balance requires sacrifice, and not all threads can be preserved. Its words hung heavy in the air, a reminder that our actions, no matter how noble, carried consequences. The multiverse was a vast, interwoven network, and to alter one part was to alter the whole. "We understand the stakes," I replied, my voice filled with the conviction of our purpose. "We're here to restore harmony, to prevent further disruption." The Guardian regarded us with its ever-shifting gaze, a silence stretching between us like the gulf between stars. Then it spoke again, its tone contemplative. "Very well, but know that in mending one reality, another may falter. Choose wisely the path you weave." With those words, the Guardian withdrew, merging seamlessly back into the vortex, leaving us with the gravity of its warning. The Luminara resumed their chant, their voices rising in harmonious crescendo, blending with the hum of the cosmos. Kira and I joined the circle, our energy interlacing with the Luminara's. Our collective will focused on stabilizing the convergence. Together, we reached into the heart of the vortex, our consciousness a bridge spanning realities, each thought a stitch in the fabric of existence. In that moment, the universe unfolded before us, a myriad of possibilities intertwined with threads of fate. We were not just observers but participants in the grand design, each action a note in the celestial symphony. As the convergence stabilized, a vision blossomed in my mind, a glimpse of a potential future, vibrant and interconnected. But it came at a cost, the memory of one reality fading into the shadows, sacrificed to preserve the greater harmony. The Luminara's song reached its zenith, the chamber vibrating with the resonance of their melody. I felt the universe shift, the balance restored, a new equilibrium forged from the remnants of the old. As the light of the vortex faded, we stood amidst the Luminara, the air thick with the scent of ozone and possibility. The city around us glowed with renewed vitality, a testament to the power of unity, of collaboration across realms. Kira's presence shimmered beside me, her voice a soft murmur of satisfaction. "We've done it, Jax. The balance is preserved, the symphony continues." I nodded, the weight of our actions both a burden and a gift. We had saved a world, perhaps many, but the journey was far from over. The multiverse was vast, its secrets abundant, and we were but travelers, explorers on a path with no end. As we left the chamber, the stars above us sang their eternal song, a chorus of light and shadow, of beginnings and endings. The universe was a living entity, and we were its stewards, entrusted with the threads of destiny. Together with Kira and the Ark, I stepped into the unknown, ready to face whatever lay beyond the horizon, knowing that the true adventure was the journey itself. And the multiverse awaited, infinite and uncharted. Part 8, Veils of the Unseen. After the reverberating harmony of the Luminara's convergence, the universe felt different, lighter, as if a great tension had been released. The air around us crackled with potential, each moment tinged with the promise of discovery. As we drifted through the cosmos, I felt an insatiable thirst to delve deeper into the mysteries that lay beyond. Our journey led us across star systems like a celestial path, the Ark guiding us with instincts honed from ancient wisdom. Kira's presence was a constant comfort, her voice weaving through my thoughts like a soothing melody. "What do you hope to find, Jax?" she asked, her curiosity genuine. I considered the question, turning it over in my mind like a precious stone. "Understanding," I finally said, "and maybe, somewhere along the way, a place where we belong, a home." Kira's laughter sparkled through the cosmic ether. Home is where the stars are, isn't that what you always say? I chuckled, a sound that echoed strangely in the void. True enough, but there's something out there, Kira, something calling to us. As if in response, the ark shifted course, veering toward a cluster of stars that shone with an ethereal light. Within their embrace lay a nebula, a swirling cloud of cosmic dust and gas, its hues painting the void with vivid color. It was a place where new worlds were born, where the universe wove its magic from the raw materials of creation. We entered the nebula, the ark's presence merging seamlessly with the swirling energies. The sensation was both exhilarating and grounding, a reminder of our place within the grand tapestry. Within the heart of the nebula, we discovered a world in the midst of transformation, a planet shaped by the forces of time and destiny. The atmosphere was a kaleidoscope of shifting colors, each breath a heady mix of scents that spoke of life burgeoning beneath the surface. As we descended, the arc systems hummed with anticipation, eager to explore this realm of potential. On the ground, the landscape was a marvel, a symphony of ecosystems coexisting in perfect harmony. The air was alive with the calls of creatures unseen, their voices a chorus of existence. Yet beneath the surface, I sensed a subtle discord, a note of unease that hinted at imbalance. We ventured through lush valleys and across crystalline streams, the ark's sensors seeking the source of the disturbance. It was then we came upon a settlement, a community of beings unlike any I had encountered. They were radiant, their forms fluid and ever-changing, reflecting the environment around them. Their leader approached, their form a cascade of colors that shifted with their mood. "Welcome, travelers," they greeted, their voice a melody of light. "We are the Agilari, keepers of this world's balance." "We sense a disturbance here," I replied, my voice resonating with the urgency of our mission. "Something is amiss." The Agilari nodded, their expression a mirror of my concern. "Yes, a veil has been drawn across our skies, obscuring the light and sowing chaos. We have tried to discern its nature, but it eludes us." Kira's presence chimed in my thoughts, her curiosity piqued. A veil, perhaps it is another anomaly, manifesting in a new form. As we delved deeper into the mystery, the Agilari shared their knowledge, a tapestry of lore and legend, a history etched into the very fabric of their being. It spoke of a time when the veils between worlds were thin, when travelers moved freely across the cosmos, guided by the light of the stars. But something had changed, had shifted the equilibrium. The veils had thickened, closing off the pathways, and the balance had been disrupted. Our task was clear: to pierce the veil, to unearth the truth hidden within the nebula's depths. As we prepared to confront the unknown, I felt a familiar thrill, a mix of apprehension and excitement that sparked through my veins. The journey had brought us here, to this place, to this moment. The answers lay within our reach, if only we had the courage to seize them. Together with the Agilari, we set forth, the ark's presence a guiding light in the gathering storm. The nebula unfolded around us, a living entity, its secrets waiting to be revealed. The veils were many, each a layer of reality that demanded respect and understanding. And so we stepped into the unseen, ready to face whatever lay beyond, knowing that the multiverse was vast, its wonders infinite. We were explorers, voyagers charting a course through the unknown, each discovery a step closer to understanding the true nature of existence. The universe was a canvas of endless possibility, and we were its artists, painting our destinies among the stars.